show you. I'm so excited. I'm just excited, okay? I'm excited. I am excited. Baby is coming on Wednesday, if not sooner. So that is a big update. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Kimberly and I'm back to you with my third trimester update as promised. Yeah, the last update was huge. Like second trimester update, I feel like a lot happened. I had, just dealing with gestational diabetes, the gender reveal, I found out the umbilical cord had 2 vessels, etc. I feel like there was a lot, but the third trimester, it's been pretty smooth sailing. It's just been mostly prepping for a baby. I've worked right till the end. I made my decision about electing for a C-section or not, which I'll talk to you guys all about, and did some shopping pretty much, but other than that, there's not gonna be anything too crazy to update you guys on. I'm just like really excited because it's the end, and the overall theme for this entire pregnancy has been, it's just been a little bit harder for me than my first. It's been harder for me emotionally and especially physically. Physically, my body just like didn't carry this pregnancy as well as it carried my first. I feel like with my first pregnancy, my muscles, my ligaments, all that stuff was still like strong. It had never been stretched out before, and it like supported the weight of the baby, and things just were like good. And this time, I guess because everything had been stretched out before, everything was just sort of like looser, and I just didn't feel like I'm carrying the weight very well. I feel like the baby's just sitting like hanging on me, and like it's gonna like fall right out of me at any minute. I felt like I was gonna go into labor like since I was 6 months pregnant. Yeah, TMI situations, things just haven't been like as controllable as the first time. I don't even know. If you've been pregnant before, you probably understand what I'm talking about, especially if you've had multiple children. So I'm gonna get into like the biggest thing. I feel like the biggest update is the C-section thing, because my last video I talked about it quite extensively. I was like really torn. And the bottom line is like, I don't like planning these things. I don't like making these big decisions. I feel like those are the kind of things I like to put into God's hands and just see what's gonna happen, With my first pregnancy, I didn't have a birth plan. I don't believe in them. I feel like what's meant to be is meant to be, and I just roll with the punches. That's always my attitude when it comes to pregnancy. So like I wanted to do that with this baby, but the doctors were like on me about it because I had had a previous C-section. So they just kind of want you to like make your mind up and blah, 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 and like do a safe thing, and they'll support you if you're aiming for a VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean, or if you elect to have a C-section. They're on board either way, okay? So they're like, get on you about it like pretty early. But like for me, because I had gestational diabetes again, I was insulin dependent and known to have large babies, and because the previous C-section, the reason I had it was because I failed to progress. All of those were risk factors that were reducing my chances of having a successful VBAC delivery. So they kept on me quite a bit about it, but I still persisted. I was like, no, 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 until I made my decision maybe 3 weeks ago. I am currently right now 38 weeks and 5 days. Roughly, yep. So, yeah, I left it to like the very, very end. I really was like, the thing that kind of pushed me to make my decision towards the end was that, finally with the 2-vessel umbilical cord, the doctor was really concerned about the stress of the labor, the contractions, when they, contract, that the baby having a cord that's already got less flow in it than a regular baby's cord, it could cause a situation that it might be dangerous, basically, right? And it was a risk. It was another risk factor on top of all the other risk factors. And then I really did some like deep like soul searching and trying to figure out what the big deal was for me, like why I was hanging on to it so much. And I really came to the conclusion that, a lot of it was fear of judgment. I didn't want to elect to have a C-section, even though clearly the doctor had been telling me, like, multiple doctors too, for months, that it was against their medical advice for me to try for a vaginal birth. I still feared that people were going to judge me for choosing to have a C-section. Like, I'm choosing to do it the easy way out. I'm less of a woman because I can't deliver my baby, or I choose not to deliver my baby the traditional way, the harder way, okay? And you know what? It's bullshit. It's such bullshit. Like, it's ridiculous. Healing from a C-section is not easier than a vaginal birth, okay? There's no comparison. They are two different things, and they are both very hard in different ways. And you know what? Like, I just kind of in the end was like, screw them. Like, if people are gonna judge me for electing to have a C-section, that's their problem and that's on them. I just have women in my life that are like, there's a couple women in my life that are in the field of delivering babies and were pretty like strong opinionated about it, and I just feared that, like, I don't know, I just felt this pressure, and I'm pretty sure I made up half of it in my head, and that's fine. But once I came to that conclusion that that's really what was truly bothering me, I was like, that's not a reason to, you know, like, put myself at risk, put my body through the stress of labor to end up... The cat's in the cat box. I thought my husband was home, but it's just the cat. He's digging. So yeah, like, that's just not a reason to put me and the baby at risk, right? So I made my decision to elect to have a C-section. About 2 weeks, no, 2 weeks, like up till a week ago. I'd made this decision, things are fine, whatever. I go to the doctor, and then I'm going for my final ultrasound to make sure her cord's okay and stuff like that. She flipped breech. So it was just really comical for me because the whole time, even though they were telling me those were like big reasons to elect to have a C-section, I wanted something clearer. I wanted a bigger reason. I wanted them to say you have to do it, right? And that wasn't happening. And finally, when she flipped breech, even though there are ways I could try to fight and get her to switch back, it was just like, I felt like her sign to me, like, Mom, you made the right decision because I'm going upside down. So if you go into labor, like, my feet are coming out and you're going to have a C-section anyways. So it was just, like, funny for me and, like, affirming. I felt affirmed that I had made the right decision. And yeah, so that's been, like, that's a big update. That's, like, pretty much the biggest thing that happened during the 3rd trimester was the mental, like, craziness in my head around that and figuring it out and then processing and feeling good afterwards. And so my C-section date is in 3 days. So that's partly why I'm like so excited. Like, literally, like, if I don't go into labor sooner, I'm gonna meet my baby in 3 days. Like, it's so crazy. 3 days. So yeah, I've been prepping for that, and just they've been like getting me ready and how to control my diabetes before. Like, I have to fast, can't eat, can't drink water from midnight the day before. And something the doctor, like, I talked to him a lot and he made me feel really good because, like, my last C-section was not pleasant. It was not a good time. I had been in labor for 25 hours. And I felt way more than I think I was supposed to feel. I was in agonizing pain the entire procedure, and it was horrifying. So that's another part of why I was hesitating as well. And he explained to me, like, the difference between this time I'm getting a spinal versus an epidural, and, like, the needle is different. It's smaller, it's faster acting, it's like a quicker, shorter acting medicine. Because when I got my epidural put in, that hurt just as much as the whole labor did. And it didn't work for a while, so that was a big issue. And he's like, nope, this one's gonna be quick. It's gonna work, like, you're gonna be numb immediately, and, like, wham bam, and, like, we're gonna lay you down and, like, do it. And I'm like, okay, like, that makes me feel so much better. My anxiety about, I'm not in any sort of anxiety about the surgery actually at all. I feel pretty confident about it. And yeah, I'm, like, pretty much just excited about the whole thing. So I've been spoiling her. I can't show you guys everything I've been buying. It's just been too much over the last few months, but I'll show you some, like, highlights of things that I got. One of my obsessions has been bandana bibs. I feel like they're, like, the greatest thing invented ever. I got one from, like, a local vendor that, like, had a little stand set up at a market. I had these ones custom made by a vendor. Like, instead of ordering from Etsy and paying shipping, I just picked people that live close to me. So I had, like, these little bandana bibs made. And then these ones I ended up finding at Winners. I just think they're like the cutest, like when they're like drooly, you know, the baby's like drooly and like spitting up all the time, and it's just good to have something on them all the time. Like I just think those are adorable. Also obsessed with muslin cloths, swaddle blankets. I picked these ones up. I do have the baby shower tomorrow, and I have a bunch on my registry, so I'm hoping for more of them because I just think they're amazing. Or two like favorite outfits I have for the hospital. This one, it has foot like things like this, but these actually clip together and it can become like a nightgown. And then I want to bring her home in this like pink fluffy suit that has like bear ears. So cute. I've been getting like basket totes for around the house, like to keep all her diapers in and things like that, so I'm not like going room to room because I'm going to be healing from surgery. Myself, I got a postpartum support belt. I didn't use this last time, so I'm curious to see if it's going to do anything, but you just wear it like that and it helps you like get your shape back better. I kept all my nursing bras from last time, but I picked up this new one. It's a little bit of like a nicer looking one. And I got some supportive underwears for like C-section ladies. It's like, well, it's shapewear, but it's also like good for if you've had a C-section because you want the high-waisted, like you don't want your underwears rubbing on your incision, right? And hands down, one of my most exciting purchases has been a new diaper bag. Just because I got such a good deal on this, like it's amazing. So it's by Skip Hop, which is like this really good brand. That's usually like pretty like kind of more expensive, but it was like usually like if I get them at Babies R Us, it's like $100. They had this one at Winners for $70 and it was marked down to $35, so I grabbed it. Got pocket here, you know, the usual on the inside. In the back there's a pocket also with a changing pad in there. And I got like sort of this, I liked that it was like gender neutral so my husband won't freak out using it. Although he still thought it was kind of feminine looking, but I think any diaper bag is. I was like, at least it doesn't have like animals all over it or like flowers or something. Oh, hold on. I've also been crocheting like a mad woman. You guys I haven't vlogged in a while, so I don't think you guys have seen any crocheting updates, but I've gotten a little better with practice, so I can make things now. These are some booties I made for her. They're just like these little purple booties, and I made like a turban like sort of style hat. I made like the same kind of booties but Mary Jane style in pink, and I've like crocheted little bandana bibs, blankets. I'm making like a crocheted cover for the car seat. I could go on. And I think I better show you guys a belly shot to finish things off. The light is changing and the sun is going down, so I hope you guys can see. There she is. There's my woman in my belly. Baby Ellie in the belly. This, like I look very large. I mean, I'm 3 days away from delivering. This is it, people. This is as big as I get. And I still think that I am actually smaller than I was with Odin. I want to try and insert a side-by-side at some point or another in here because I really do feel like I think I'm still smaller than I was with him. He was 10 pounds. This surgeon thinks that baby Ellie is definitely over 8 pounds, but won't be as big as her brother. Maybe 9 pounds, we'll see. And I think that's all I have to tell you guys. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe that. Yeah, guaranteed, the next video I post, she's gonna be in it. Like, she'll be here. I don't think I will film anything in between now and then. And it'll probably be like my delivery story, my C-section story. Unless I go into labor before then and something crazy happens and who knows what. So that'll probably be the next video, and I hope you guys stick around and look for that. So thanks for watching, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. A little more naturally if I can, or ecstatic for, you know, the best